That's the right angle. Just right dimension. Get like two books. My sweet love, hear me and hear me well. Stop letting people half love you. Stop it. Now. Yesterday. Oh my God. Y'all. I don't even want to tell y'all how long it took for me to get this camera angle right to do. Again, this is me persevering, pressing through, because I want you to know what it looks like. I don't ever want any point in my journey and what I do to have people disillusioned. Because see, I was once disillusioned, yes Lord, about what it took to get where I wanted to be. So coming from that space of knowing I share all of these moments with you, it took me a minute. Meanwhile, in between time, I am actually washing dishes. Now I'm washing dishes because I've noticed, as I pay attention to myself, as I grow more into loving and appreciating myself, that I have a tendency to want to or feel most motivated to do YouTube videos when I'm actually doing something with my hands, much like a lot of things that I do. Let's call it body doubling. Let's call it that. Oh, and this is Luna. If you haven't seen her, if you haven't met her, this is she. She's up here. Oh. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. Y'all saw it. Bruh. And I'm not even mad. I'm just glad that y'all see it. So y'all will get to know her. For those of you who've been long time from whatever platform that you came from, you guys know Miss Luna, aka Lubu, aka Lubuton, aka the real madam of the home. It's two goddesses that live here. When people ask me, do I live alone? I say no. I have a cat. She really runs the house until I run the house. That's we'll talk about that later. Anyway, where is my rag? Ain't that rag? Oh, it's in the water. Okay. So a long time ago, and I say that, I don't know, a long time ago, I remember when I was much younger, and I remember parents saying to someone, especially a young man who was coming out to date their daughter, or movies that we all watched and things like that, I remember them saying, what's your intentions? The father, it would usually be the father, what are your intentions with my daughter? Or the mother would be asking the girl, what are your intentions with my son? And somewhere along the line, that question started to make a lot of sense to me. I mean, a lot of sense to me. Because what happens is when we are seeking a partner, there's a lot of times where the people that we're dealing with, that we're coming to, that we're weeding out, I guess is really, really the best sense of the way to say it. We're weeding out these people. Life is all about contrast. You have to find out what you don't want to find out what you do want. Shout out to Abraham Hicks on that. So you're weeding out at this moment, you know, who you want to deal with. And one of the first real flags about people, when somebody wants to deal with you and they know why they want to deal with you, they know what their intentions are. Someone who's searching for someone, think about yourself. Think about yourself right now. You're dating. You're looking for somebody. You're looking for someone with this and this and this and this and that and that and that. And you have to ask yourself that same question. What are your intentions for a person like that? Well, I want to marry them. Okay, why do you want to marry them? Or I want to be in a relationship with them. Okay, why do you want to be in a relationship with them? How do you want to be in a relationship with them? How do you want to show up for that person? So essentially, when you know the answers to your own questions, you can be a lot more specific when you talk to people about what we're doing here. What are we doing here? What is the trajectory? What is the course for what we are doing here? What are your intentions? Now, I understand that may seem very, thank you, Boo. That may seem very, what is the heavy to talk to somebody about when you first meet them. However, think about it like this. We've been talking together for a long time in various capacities. Some people are new. We get the vibes. We're family around here. You've been doing the work on yourself. Why would you allow for someone to come to you and say, well, yeah, I'm just trying to kick it and see where it goes? Think about your last 2 relationships. Think about them and think about them hard now. Now, you remember that y'all had broke up, and you remember who broke up with who and why the breakup was the thing and why it was necessary. Now, let's talk accountability. When we talk accountability, sometimes the cool thing about accountability is you don't have to do it right then. And sometimes nobody really has to know that you have accepted whatever role that you've had in the situation. It can be rough and it can be embarrassing and all the things. So cool. Let's say this last person or persons were just actually horrible to you and you cannot talk to them and you don't need to talk to them, whatever. You now have the leeway to go back in that situation and look at the things that showed themselves earlier, as the people call them red flags, that showed themselves earlier that you didn't see it at the time, but now in hindsight it's like, yeah, that plus that plus that plus that kind of gave me, okay. Because if you've never been through a situation with that outcome, you wouldn't know. So now that you've looked back and you've seen the red flags, you have a certain level of accountability for yourself and things that you can do better. Cool. So when someone comes to you and they say to you, I'm just trying to kick it with you and see where it goes, well, ask yourself a couple of questions. What is it that you're looking for? Are you looking for a hookup? Okay. Well, if that's not what you're looking for, then that's going to determine the place where you chill and kick it, because we're grown. And for those of you who are younger, this is just real G game, but it all made sense along the way. We just made concessions for people that we liked. That's what you do. If you come to my house and I live by myself and we gonna turn on this Netflix and we gonna watch this movie, are you a talker? These are things I need to know now. Are you a talker? Do you talk through movies? See, me, I'm a talker. That's the thing that's gonna negate that juvenile high school hormone that has us touching on each other up under these covers. Don't act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. You have to understand what somebody's intentions are for you. You need to know what your intentions are going into a situation. So when you know how to things go, it doesn't really matter what someone tells you about who they are. Some of the things matter. There are also very, very human instincts that happen. Dark room, late night, watching a movie. We gonna kiss at least. Like, I'm gonna kiss you at least. Something is going to occur. Boundaries, limits, knowing who you are, how you move about the situation. If that's what you're looking for and that's your intention, then by all means receive that. If someone says to you, my intention is to be married. This is the type of marriage that I'm looking for. This is the type of, I want children. I want a us to be intertwined with each other's families as far as the in-laws and the go. That gives you something to work with from the get-go. So you can say yes, you can say no. One of the best gifts that somebody can give you is the gift of honesty and letting you make your own choice up front. Don't see where it's going and then I find out you got a parent who don't want to let you go for real. Your finances are unstable, like we don't really know what's going on here because of this. What is your things that are gonna matter after this? There's the honeymoon phase, and then there's before that there's like the, oh yeah, I like you. You know how long that phase goes on, but that phase ends too. And when that ends and the mask comes off and the representative disappears, who are you? I need to know who you are. That brings us to loving and knowing yourself. When you like the person that you are, no matter what you have, no matter what you don't have, no matter how the world may view it, you're able to come to somebody with your table and say, hey, this is what I have. You don't say this is what I don't have because you're not comparing what you have and what you don't have to what somebody else got going on. We're not using some litmus test of what we're supposed to be doing at this phase of life, at this age, to say to someone, this is how I want to date you. Hey, yo, this is what I got. Do you like it? Do you want it? And you have to know as a person if you can maintain what you come to the table with. We always talk about the table and what people are bringing to the table. Know what you come to the table with because you love you. You have been, let me tell you something about you that you may not know. You have never lost a day in your life. Do I need to say it again? You have never lost. You know, on the bracket where you got the W and the L, you ain't never lost a day in your life. You know why? You're still here. Even when I lost, I won. You have never lost a day in your life. There is no reason not to like you, not to love you, not to appreciate you. You got that. And it's just yours. The way that you do it is only the way that you can do it. Everybody's not for everybody. And when you love yourself, you understand that. You ain't worried. You ain't too much worried. So here comes the question of why are we accepting less? Why are you in this relationship, this situationship where you're nervous to ask for things? You don't want to say this because you're not sure how they will respond. I have a wake-up call for you. If you're starting your relationship that way, it don't change from there. Only thing that can change is how you show up. But if you know who that person is, and there's a reason intuitively why you're feeling uncomfortable talking to this person, you got to evaluate that. You got to figure out what that's all about because that's telling you something. So here's how we get into the situations with our mates, the people that we're dealing with, and we're like, or you find yourself arguing. That's one thing that baffles and befuddles me, the arguments. What is you arguing about? We love each other, right? We love each other. So if we love each other, this is a group. This is a team effort to treat each other with compassion, kindness, and respect. So I'm not really understanding why we are having situations where I don't feel comfortable speaking. What? You don't feel comfortable speaking? How are you looking to last a lifetime with this person? Is this like I started the video, the old folks, start how you want to finish. Is this how you want to finish? Is this what you want for a lifetime? Have you normalized this type of behavior? Why are you accepting this? When you think about what you really, really want, like when you put that thing on paper and how it's supposed to be, I know what you're telling yourself right now. Everybody argues. Yeah, they do, but not like that. I was in a 6-year relationship once. 6 years. I can count on one hand how many times we had arguments that were those type of arguments where we couldn't get it together. And it was a major shift in our relationship. It wasn't a by and by. No, it was the argument. Why is that what you want? Did you put strife and conflict on your list? Or is the truth of the matter you think this is as good as it's gonna get? You don't like to gamble. Understood. You gotta realize you're talking to an entrepreneur right now. Rough friend, whatever friend we at, whoever friend we are. You are talking to an entrepreneur. So my whole life is about gamble. But I'm betting on me. Are you afraid to bet on you? Is that what you're telling me? Because look, this is a safe space, as the people say. We get open and we get honest. Be honest with me so you can be honest with you. You don't got to tell me, but you know now because I asked you. I asked you. Do you think this is the best that you're going to get? Do you think, based off of who you are and the things that you value about yourself and what you bring to the table? I ain't talking about cooking and cleaning. I ain't talking about fixing and building. I'm talking about your heart. I'm talking about how you treat others. I'm talking about how you take care of your family. I'm talking about the reasons and the energy that you put into the food that you cook, or the cards that you make, or the bracelets, or the, come on now. I'm talking about you. That person that you really want somebody to love. Don't you want to be somebody's poetry? I'm talking about you. Do you not love that person enough and think that person can have what they really, really want? Don't you think, do you think that person can have that or not? Because that person is you. You don't have to be perfect. Like there's no such thing as perfect. And what we have to understand in these relationships, these situationships, and all these baits and ships, I wanted to put a ship on it, is that, like Fantasia said, and all my friends, everybody, all my loved ones, I will say my loved ones, because we'll have a video about the word friends and how we use it and all of that. We're gonna fix that and tighten that up because I'm even working through that. Like I tell my loved ones, baby, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. What Fantasia say? Go ahead and free yourself. No, I'm serious. I am sensitive. When I call you, I want you to answer. I want you to, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Let them free themselves. That's all I'm saying. We have to create a standard of love for ourselves, for how you do have to teach people how you want to be loved, because people are loved in so many different ways. I understand the love languages now. I remember taking the test and then people asking me and da-da-da. I get it now. I'm an acts of service person. You touching me physically does not, for me, do it. I'm a quality time person. I'm a words of affirmation is there, but they're words. That's just me. Everybody loves differently. So you have to teach people, train people how to love you. The people who are willing to love you in that way, who have done the work to love you in that way. You did? You know the saying that the folks used to say, and they still say it, love yourself or nobody else will. There's been a lot of debate. There's a lot of debate about that saying. Okay, look, level with me. Libra, balance. Love yourself. or nobody will ever be enough. Love yourself, or accept the standard of love you are giving, not necessarily what you deserve to receive. One of my favorite quotes that I got from a friend back, she's a friend from, we did Up or Down together many years ago. She sent me a quote many years ago, and I remember it like yesterday. We accept the love that we think we deserve. Now, look at what you got going on and ask yourself, after listening to this video, after us having this chat here, ask yourself, is you happy? Dearest, I want to thank you because you are one of the best parts of my life. Know that you are loved and appreciated. As my mentor, Dan Moore Sr., has always told me, you are loved and you are appreciated. My purpose survives inside of you spending this time with me, inside of us having these types of conversations. So thank you for being here and betting on you, giving yourself your all, because spirit don't leave nobody to me who ain't supposed to be in the spot, because this type of love ain't for everybody. Everybody doesn't like that type of mirror, and I get it. I understand. We just can't hold it from the ones who want it, need it, desire it, and deserve it. So that being said, welcome to your diamond life. Again, I do this thing where I just don't introduce myself because we'll get there. My name is Miss Milan. Miss Milan. You know, I like when we get to it at the end because it's like we don't even have to question anything. You've been sitting here with me this long. You've been rocking with me this long. You don't even have to question. I'm Miss Milan for those of you who are new. There is no socials for you to follow me on. There may be technically some socials out there, but that's not the way I want you to consume me and ingest me. So if you want to stay right here, just subscribe to my YouTube videos. Hit the like button so people understand the algorithm. They get into where we at. Join the community just by showing up. We'll worry about the rest of the branding and the marketing, child. I'm a businesswoman. We'll worry about that when we get there. But when the people need what they need, you got to give it to them. So I'm being obedient so I can sleep at night. Purpose. Love you. Appreciate you. This is Miss Luna. She has made her presence known throughout the video. We'll catch you next time. For sure.